Today's guest is a digital creator sharing content with your favorite throwback jams and her on-point lip sync skills. With over 170,000 social media followers, she's inspiring and bringing joy to so many people across the globe. And a fun fact, before TikTok even existed, her family always told her she should be on the shows Don't Forget the Lyrics or Lip Sync Battle, which I have to say I agree with your family. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast, Kyla, Janell. Hi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
I'm so glad that you're doing this with me. So everybody, we've known each other on social for a long time, but we've never actually met like this. So y'all, we're all in this together.
We are. So good to finally speak to you.
I know, right? Because usually we're just like dancing and then like
we're dancing and
lip syncing back and forth. Like
right.
that's like our love language.
That's our
well, okay, so that's funny about the shows because it's so true, like the lip sync battle and all of that. Like they need to have episodes of those shows where it's social media creators and not just like traditional celebrities, right?
Yeah.
We would totally kick the celebrities' asses.
Yes, we would. Me and like a bunch of people I know from TikTok, right? It'd be so fun.
We could have like a band, but like a lip sync band.
I love it. I love that idea.
Okay, so tell everybody a little bit about you as far as just like your background, where you're from, a little bit about your life before blowing up on social media.
Before all that, well, it was quite different. So I'm from the Chicago area. I was just telling you, I lived in Vegas for about 8 years and moved back here in 2020. Before social media, I was a school counselor. And so I was in school for about 10 years doing psychology, grad school, and education was like a big part of my life. And I was not doing much of anything fun. Okay. So like social media has been the biggest, amazing outlet for me. I have 4 kids, so I've been doing that as well, having babies and all of that. And then in 2020, that's when I started the TikTok thing.
That's when you started the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
4 kids.
Yeah.
You got me beat by 2. I only got 2.
2 is a lot.
I always thought it would be cool to have 4. I felt like, I don't know why I like made that sound sexy in my mind, but how is it with 4 kiddos?
It's funny because my oldest son is 23 and then my youngest is 4. So it's like, I've got them all. And then I have I'm forgetting their ages. One's 11 and another one's 7. So they're just all over the place in terms of ages, but it's so fun. It's crazy.
Keep you young. Keep you young with that 4-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right. Yep. Mm-hmm. So does social media too. It all keeps me young. I feel like I'm 20 something in my brain still.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree. Same. Okay. So let's dive into the social media stuff. So you started on TikTok in 2020.
Yes.
Why? What even made you want to do it at all?
I don't know. I was like, before that, I was never on social media. I was like barely posting on Facebook. And then it was the whole COVID lockdown, I think that's when a lot of people just started just out of like, okay, we're sitting at home. What are we going to do? Oh, let's check out TikTok. So that's what I did. I created an account. I started making just like fun videos with my kids. And then I was like, holy shit, I love this because it's dancing. It's, being goofy, doing stupid things like, lip syncing, music, fun. Like I was like, this is awesome. So I just fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah. That's cool. So did you, after you, okay. So you first have videos with your kids and stuff. When did what we all know now of your content come to be? Was it pretty soon that you decided to start doing like throwback music, lip sync stuff?
Yeah, it was pretty soon after. I just started playing around with it. I started doing like trends and just doing different things. But part of me was like doing the music. So that came so soon, right? My first viral, I hit like 1.5 million views. It wasn't like 90s hip hop. It was me and my sister just doing a TikTok dance talking about our age gap. But then a couple videos later, I did like a Snoop Dogg thing and that did pretty well. And I just kept doing that for the most part with some different things, sprinkled in, but.
Right. Mm-hmm. I love how you are so just unapologetically just like use music that some people might be scared to use because of like the kind of music it is and like the things that they're saying in the music, but you're
Right.
just so real about it. You're just like, this is what we listen to, like that. This is
Yeah.
normal. I mean, for you and for me and a lot of people out there, like, have you
Right.
ever gotten any sort of like negativity or any pushback or anything from anybody like in your real life or on social that's like rap music and that kind of thing?
Not in my personal life, which is because
Good.
I mean, I feel like this is all I've been listening to this music. I mean, I like all kinds of music, but I don't know. People that know me know I listen to it.
Right.
On social media, not really either. But I will say you bring up kind of a good point, especially in the beginning. I was a little bit of afraid to even say the F word or the S, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this was very private. I never posted a selfie. Okay. Like I didn't do anything that was, risque at all. But as I started to get more comfortable, I was like, you know what, screw it. Like this, like you're saying, this was the music we grew up with. And if I'm going to eliminate certain songs, I'm going to eliminate most of them because they all were bad. Well, not all, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I grew up
Right.
with a lot of explicit lyrics.
Yeah, we really did. And I feel like it's so normal in my mind. So like
Yeah.
whenever I run into someone or a situation where I feel like just saying shit would be bad, like I'm like, oh yeah, some people live like that.
Right.
It's kind of mind blowing to me because I don't know about you, but like, and my husband and I kind of joke about this too, just like the way we were when we were younger in general is like cuss words are not like, it's just like slang words. Like it's just the way you talk kind of thing, but it's not always meant to be like directed at somebody and be like negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to
Right.
us, it's so casual in the norm, but
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
the same with music,
Yeah. Right. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. People just need to calm down.
They need
Um,
to.
well, okay. So pretty soon after you started, you got some good views. So do you feel like a lot of your following has it been kind of spread out? Do you feel like you grew a lot at the beginning, less later, or has it been like a roller coaster ride? Like what's that been like as far as just growth and views and exposure and everything?
Mhm. So I feel like that first maybe year and a half, maybe even 2 years on TikTok was a lot of growth. And I think it was pretty steady. I would say like I had a few videos that would do really well. And like, I don't know, that's now because I have like 800 videos, right? It's hard to think back that far, but I think it was most of my growth was in the beginning, I would say. I don't know if that's like the same for a lot of people on that platform because
think so.
do you think so? Because I feel like a lot of my friends, a lot of creators have said the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Yes. A lot of people on TikTok like us that have been there for several years.
Yeah.
I feel like have definitely seen a decrease in numbers over the
Yeah.
past, like, I
Right.
don't know, 6 months, year, whatever it's been. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like a
We're
year.
recording this in summer of 2023. So, a chunk of time. And you're right. Like before that. And I think that it's a combination of things, right? Like some of it is beyond your control, right? Because it's like algorithm crap and whatever. But
Right.
also it's like we did start whenever like you were saying, like a lot of people were at home, a lot more people were using social media,
Right.
and it was like this exciting new thing with TikTok. So I think that it was like kind of almost easier to get, the higher numbers or something than it is
Yeah.
now.
Right. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good for somebody out there to hear because I've seen a lot of people talk about it that have been around for a while, like we haven't. And they get kind of bummed out about it. I'm like, I think it's happening to everybody. So
Yeah, it's everybody. And we're still going, right? We're not just
right.
gonna quit and get like discouraged. Come on.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so fun whenever you decide to, like you have, and like create content around something that you already love, like that's already fun for you, the music and all that, like it makes it to where you don't want to quit because it's just like this cool part of your life. Like, how does it work into your life? Like, do you feel like it's brought you any opportunities? Do you feel like it's giving you ideas or it's impacted your regular life? Like, how is it just the general impact of it?
You know, I feel like it's definitely brought me opportunities, and I have declined a lot of opportunities as well. I'm very picky,
That's good.
because I don't know, there's something about the authenticity of it all for me, and like even just like being an influencer and all these emails I get about, you collaborating, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I might say yes out of that 100th one because I'm just not gonna, do anything that doesn't like mesh well with me. So, but I've met a lot of cool people. I mean, even things like we took our second trip to Vegas this past year with all the creators, and we're planning to do that every year. So I've made friendships, like real friendships with people. And I think that absolutely has been the best part. But yeah, opportunities. I've collabed with Rock the Bells, which is LL Cool J's company. I did a dancing thing. I've done a lot of different things. So I guess it has impacted me a little bit in my
Right.
life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And you're right about the relationships, like the people thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just there's something special about those of us that are creators on social media that like the rest of the world doesn't understand. They don't get it. And it can make it difficult as a creator, right? Because maybe sometimes the people in your real life don't really understand what the hell you're doing. Like,
Right.
you're weird. Why are you doing this? But to all of us, it's normal and it's fun and it's this positive thing. So it's cool to like meet other creators and then
Yeah.
have genuine friendships with them so you can kind of support each other and have fun together.
Yeah. That's been the best part because
Yeah.
we all get each other, don't we? Like,
Right. Oh, 100%.
yeah.
Was the Vegas thing a special event? Or are you just talking about just like a fun trip?
No, so we go to the Lovers and Friends. They have a big concert every year. They started it 2 years
Oh,
ago. So it's all like the 90s R&B throwbacks,
oh, that's right. I've seen you
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we do that. And then like next year, more people are coming. But they had a couple weeks before that, they had an event that some other creators were at. And it's literally a few weeks before
Yeah.
that. So I
Yeah.
know Cheer Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was like a cheerleading thing. When I first saw people talk about it, I was like, what is this? Why are y'all going to a cheer competition?
Yeah, right.
But yes, I get it now.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I actually host an annual event for the membership that I have that is like
Oh,
social media centric, and we just got together in New Orleans not long ago. And it's the same kind of vibe you're talking about. Like you get to hang out with other people that understand your thing and have fun and like make videos together and like, come on. It's like we're all able to be like children again, like playing, but this version of playing.
totally. Totally. It's so fun. Oh my gosh.
It
And
is
I
so
just
fun.
love what you do on social media too. You just have a blast.
Oh,
And
thank you. I do.
yeah.
I'm just like, fuck it. We're just like, we ain't here for a long time. We're here for a good
No, we
time.
ain't here for long. That's right.
So what about your family, your close friends, your people in real life? Like, how have they reacted to your, success on social and you getting all these followers and views and stuff? Do they think it's weird, cool, crazy, a mixture of all of them?
Probably a mixture. I actually don't talk about it much with people. It's not something I bring up. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I feel like some people might just be like they don't get it. Like we're
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? But mostly my close family, they've been supportive. Like my youngest sister has been in videos with me, so it's been fun with her. My kids, they've seen me do TikToks, especially in the early days where we were locked down. So they're just like, okay, there's mom doing TikToks. But yeah, I guess it's been a mixture. I haven't had anybody say like anything negative to my face,
Good.
So
Right. Well,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. Cause I mean, some people have family members that can be a little outspoken about,
Right. I mean, I don't know. They could be
everything.
thinking it. They could be thinking it,
They
but
might be thinking it,
yeah.
right?
And it's
I
okay
love
if they do, because
it. Well, you previously, when we were planning and recording this, you had mentioned, um, about like mental health and social media and that whole connection. So
right.
what are your what are your thoughts on that in general? Because that's such a huge topic of discussion on social
It
media.
is so huge. I think there's like a couple different topics around that. One is the time we spend on social media, just the time alone, and how we can maintain our own mental health, right? And the other is like dealing with the haters, and the negativity. And for me, that has been like a huge thing. And it didn't really start until Instagram. Instagram exponentially has been worse than TikTok for me personally.
Really?
Yes. So I feel, what was your question again about?
Well, I mean, you've already answered some of it, just talking about how social media can impact your mental health and just how to like navigate that really. So how have you done that so you're having a pretty good experience with TikTok going along, like not too much negativity. And then you go to Instagram and you're getting more. I mean, how did that feel? Did you reply to people's negative comments? Did you ignore them? Did you block them? Like, how did you personally handle that situation?
Right. So I've handled it in all ways possible and all of the above. I've tried all the ways. I will say that, the best way for me to handle it, and I think for most people, would be to just ignore or even delete like the comment, because it feels like you're physically like doing something. You're physically moving them away, like
cleaning out the crap. Yeah.
Cleaning out the crap. And but I have, replied, I will say I have not really engaged, gone back and forth, because I think that is just a waste of freaking time and energy,
Yeah.
I've also tried to like kill them with kindness a little bit, like it depends on the comment, so I've had people bring up, like race or something, if like a sensitive subject like that. So there's been more than a couple times that I've responded with an understanding, maybe because of my background, and half the time I get positive comments back, half the time I don't.
Right.
So I've done a little bit of everything, but I would say ignoring is my favorite way to usually deal with it.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. I've been in a few back and forths over the years, because you just kind of like, I just like, from my perspective, this is like a long time ago. I really try to avoid that now, but like, I'll be like, I just want to like explain and convince them that like they're wrong and I'm right. And I'm actually a nice person and they should like me. Like, that's kind of like the mentality. And it's like, okay, Britney, calm down. Like, we don't need to convince them of anything. And I learned that really, really quick. I will never forget like my first negative comment on TikTok. And I don't even know now what it was, because I've gotten so many since then. Just in general. But I just remember being like, oh, I need to like say something and I need to like fix this so there's no negativity. And then you're right. You realize over time that it's like, it's really not your job to convince them of anything. Right. I mean,
right. Because you might, even if you did convince that one person, there's going to be a next one and a next one. And it's just never going to stop, because people are just have low self-esteem and they want to, break others down.
No, it's so true. And some people, you never know where they are mentally, like as far as, I mean, you never know what they're going through or what kind of person you're dealing with. So that's the way that I try to explain it to people, is like, don't always assume you're dealing with someone that's totally clear-headed and is like logical and rational and all that. You may not. You may be dealing with a totally different type of human being or situation. So like whenever you do see him though, like how does it make you feel? Like, are you good about letting it roll off your back, or do you feel any sort of a little punch whenever that happens?
I think it depends. So, I think it depends on, it's dose dependent, it's kind of like how many comments, negative comments am I getting? Or it's, what is the content of the comment? Is it something that really dug into something, for me? Or, am I already in a bad mood? Am I already pissed off? And this, Joe comes over and says some shit, or is it, it's just a combination. So for me, there's days where I don't care at all. You could say something and I'm just like, just another, and then sometimes, it does gets me. And I think we're all human. so we can't be expected to not let negativity impact us. And so a lot of the times I try to balance that with surrounding myself with as much positivity as I can, whether it's the music or other people on social media or listening to uplifting podcasts or anything, because you cannot, it can get really negative real quick, and it can start to impact you. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that. I do some similar things. I wanted to ask you also about the process that you go through or whatever your process is. It may be minimal, it may be extensive, but like when you are creating content. So do you like to plan things? Do you not like to plan things? Do you like to batch and record multiple videos in the same day or not? Like what's your vibe when it comes to actually creating?
So now, I would say the past year has been a little different because I've been kind of scaling back on how frequent I've been posting. But what I used to do, and I actually still try and do this as much as I can. I like to batch, I like to do like 2 to 3 days, maybe a week, and just do a bunch of videos and then drip them out. So I found that was the best way for me to like manage my time with the posts. But I will say that like, there's so many times that it's like, I just want to make a video now, I'm just ready to do it. So it's like off the cuff. So sometimes that will happen.
Right. Yeah. You just got to do what works for you in the situation, in the moment, or in that week or that day. Yeah. I totally feel you. I'm the same way. Like sometimes I'll like last night, at 9:30 on a Sunday night, I filmed like 5 videos. Because it's just whenever you feel it. And it's like, let's go ahead and get this done. Right.
Or like the opposite. If I plan, if tomorrow I'm like, what, it's going to be a good video making day. I'm going to do some videos tomorrow. I have nothing planned. Let's do videos. Well, I'm not feeling good or I'm in a shitty mood or something. No, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to force myself.
Yeah. Wait till you're feeling more like creative and good about it.
That's what I do. Just go with the flow, have a schedule, but with flexibility, basically.
Right. Yeah. What about where you do your videos? Usually do them at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is my basement. I do a ton of my videos here. Sometimes in my kitchen or upstairs, but yeah, mostly at home. Sometimes when I'm out and about though, it can get a little scary when you're doing them in public, right? Like for me, so unless I'm with somebody, if I'm with somebody, it feels better. But like I did I've only done like a couple in public by myself. And you want to know something funny? The last time I did it, I was in Chicago and sit in the city. And my husband was like, oh my God, that guy was just looking at you and he was just shaking his head. And I was like, oh God, that's what we don't want, right? That's why we're scared to do videos in public. And I'm like, okay. But you know what? I didn't really care. I didn't really give a shit. Like, what? It's like, okay.
He's like, oh my God, it's one of those damn TikTokers out here.
And that was a video I was actually paid to do. So I was like, I'm getting paid for this one.
Right. Yeah, this is a job. Thank you. That's so funny. I agree with you. It can be really hard to do whenever you're 100% by yourself. And you don't have like a helper or a friend or a collaborator or something, like you're out in public. I've been in the same situation. And for some reason, I don't know, sometimes it's hard to focus whenever you're out in public and there's lots of stuff going on around you. It's like, I can't get in the zone.
Right. It's so different.
Yeah, it really is. Well, before we go, I want to ask you one more thing, because I think this is important for people that want to be social media creators, or that are, and they're just starting, whatever, and they're looking for some sort of words of wisdom. What would you say about somebody that thinks that, okay, how do I put this? That basically just thinks that like, oh, well, just because you have like 100,000 something followers, that must be like your job, and that's all you do, and that's how you make all of your money, and that's everything, when clearly you have other things in your life going on, right? Like, as you told me. So what would you say to someone like that, that's wanting to know like what it's like to have a big following, and if you can make it a job or not? Like, what are your feelings on all of that?
I'd say it's completely up to you what you want to do with it. If I, with my following, I could make a products. I can sell things. I have an audience, so the sky's the limit. I feel I could post more and even grow it more, but you don't have to do that. You can do it for fun. You can basically do whatever you want to despite your following, I think.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Because I think that maybe there's a bunch of assumptions out there when it comes to, especially when you have a bigger following, that it's like, all of a sudden that's your whole life and that's all you do. But most people that I know, like you, that's not the case. You have other things in your life. You have other jobs,
Right. Yeah, definitely. This is not my whole thing. Definitely it's not. It may, I know what you're saying, because it may seem like that, but no, like I said, I'm a mom, I'm just like a regular Midwestern mom, like a
regular Midwestern mom that likes to jam out to Snoop Dogg, like everybody.
Exactly. So
have you ever, one more thing, have you ever gotten to like meet any of these rappers or artists that you love their music, or have you ever gotten to like interact with them on social or anything?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've interacted with so many artists on social media, whether they liked my post of me lip syncing them, or commented, or have followed me, or I've had a couple conversations with some. So yeah, I mean, nobody like Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg or anyone huge like that, but people, so that's been wild to me. It's been a lot of fun.
Right. It is wild, but it's also, from their perspective, it's probably pretty cool for them too, to see that, especially like in your case, a lot of times you're doing music that it is a throwback and maybe it's not a super current song. So it's cool for these artists to see that their music is alive and well, and people love it, and we're still having fun listening to it. It's got to be like really flattering for them.
Yeah, I think so. I actually had an artist say that to me, commented, and was like, "Oh, I appreciate what you're doing so much, keeping this music alive." I'm like, "Yes, because it was the best music, like the best era." So of course, what I'm gonna do.
Best.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Final question. This is like major pressure, but do you have a favorite artist, or even just like a couple or something that's just like hands down, you just love so much of their music?
That is the least amount of pressure I've ever been.
Okay, good. I didn't want
to. It's Tupac. I am a huge Tupac fan.
I had a feeling you would say that.
Always will. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, you can't go wrong there. No. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kyla, for doing this with me. I will let you go and get back to your life. But before we do, let everybody know how to find you on social media. And of course, we'll also put it in the show notes of this episode.
Sure. You can find me on TikTok under Kyla Janell, or Instagram, Kyla Janell _ and Threads. I'm loving Threads too.
And Threads. Threads has been fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, babe, for doing this.
Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate it.